Hello, Brian Todd here, all things archery and shooting. Welcome back to my channel today. Looky what I got. I got a new package in the mail today. Guess what I got? I bet you already know. This is a let me check. $68.39 bow, full hunting package with arrows and everything in it. It's called a DJH Archery 62-inch Takedown Hunting Recurve Bow for archery. Got it on Amazon. I'll put a link on it. Again, $68.39. One more time. $68.39 shipped. I just had a comment on the guy said, why would we spend $400, $500, $600, $700 on a piece of wood and a string to hunt deer with? Well, those guys do they want to spend, everybody want to spend, but you can also hunt traditionally on a very low budget. And with this bow, I'm going to show you how it can be done. So let's get this thing open up and take a look at it and see what it has, okay? Alright, so it's in this kind of different box here, which I'm trying to figure out how to, let's see, I gotta open up here, here, okay. Alright, so, okay. Alright, we'll dump it out. Alright, so that's out. Look at that. So we got here. Okay. They sure did. At least they ship it good. Ship in a box, and a lot of padding. This one's really taped up really well. So let's get it opened up. Get all the tape off of it. See what we got. Okay, there's that. Yeah, they did tape it up really good. Okay. You can always tell the Chinese tape is it's not really clear tape, it's like a brown haze when they tape a box with it. Alright, done. Okay. Get it turned around here. Here we go. Let's take a look what we got. First thing we have, the string. Fast flash string. Nope, sorry. That is a Dacron string. Okay. Next we have the riser. Now that's a pretty riser. Let's take a look at this riser. Kind of old school with the little big knobs on it. Some people like that, and the cups. I don't like the cups because they're loud. But I mean, the money they're charging, I mean, how can you go on? Let's take a look at the riser. We'll get more in depth than that, but it's a wood laminate riser of some sort. So, okay. Look at there. They even send you some targets. Check that out. That's pretty cool. Okay, this is supposed to be a full hunting kit, by the way. Let's take a look at the lenses next. Okay. Alright, limb 1. There you go. It's got a marking on the bottom. This is a 62-inch bow. It's a 45-pound recurve. This one uses maple limbs inside it and glass on the front and the back. Okay. So maple limbs are not quite as fast as bamboo. They are a little bit more expensive and they're a little more durable. So, and they seem to hold up a lot better than say bamboo does because they're just a heavier density wood. Again, maple limbs, black fiberglass on the belly and the back of the bow. Again, it's marked, you see it marked upper and lower limbs so you can't get it wrong. 62-inch bow, that's the AMO, 45 pounds at 28 inches. All right. And we've got some arrows. These are carbon arrows. I don't see a spine on them. I will check the spine on my machine in the back, but they're probably around a 500 spine, I would think. Something that matches a bow, or we'll put on the spine machine and find out. Also comes with some practice tips. Let's see what the way these tips are. They look like about 125 grain, but we'll check that in a minute too, okay? What we got here? Now this is the goodie box, or goodie bag, I guess, all the goodies. We'll do that in a minute. Open that all up in a minute. Let's get this out. Oh, you got to look at this, give it a hip quiver. That's pretty nice. It comes with a practice hip quiver. First time I've seen that. Top Point Archery it's called, I know. So that's the name of the main company. This one's called the DJH Recurve Hunting Bow. That's pretty cool. Alright. And you get a really nice Takedown Bow case. Ballistic nylon. Pretty good zippers on it. It does have that plastic vinyl inside. Okay, which I don't really like that because that vinyl, if your bow gets damp or wet, you're storing moisture, you can get some mildew in there probably. But I mean, still, for the case what it is, it's got two separate compartments, one for your arrows. Yeah. And so you got one side for your bow limbs, your riser, little possibles pouch right here for all your goodies, your shooting goodies. Yeah. Lots of storage, by the way. Okay. Alright, that's that. Okay. Let's get this possibles pouch. Here's what we have in here. Okay. Get these out of the way. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got. Got an inexpensive finger tab for split finger. Got an arm guard, vinyl arm guard with some plastic in it to protect your arm. Okay, nice, not bad. Arrow puller, that's kind of neat. Comes with an arrow puller to pull your arrows out. Okay. Bow stringer, very important to have a bow stringer. Comes with that. Ooh. Comes with 6 nocks. Not just one, 6. That's pretty nice. And look at there. It's even got a, this is pretty nice. I won't use this, but it's pretty cool. It's got a arrow rest. Stick-on metal arrow rest right there. Pretty neat. Okay. Alright, let's see what's in here. Oh, it looks like I got a sight system in here. Again, something I won't use on this bow, but it's kind of cool they send it over. Your hardware kit, put it together with. Yep, there's your sight. This is a Top Point Archery sight. Look at there, Top Point Archery. Okay, nice. It's a carbon, just like plastic or maybe a carbon composite of some kind. Easily adjust this here, unscrew it, adjust it out of the way. Okay. This is the bar, goes on it like this. It's got little graduated notches on it so you can see your distance and set them. They're the same color as the sights are black, so I was to use this, I'd run white fingernail polish over the top of that and wipe it out so you can see the notches better. And then of course you've got a standard 0 sight with quite a big sight end dot. Alright, there you go. That's something I won't use, but it's kind of cool that it comes with it. Alright. Alright, what I don't see on this, supposed to be for a full hunting kit it says, is I don't see a set of broadheads for it, but that's okay. You can pick up a set of $10, $12 broadheads from eBay really cheap. And again, this one costs only $68.86 shipped. $68.86 shipped. Okay, all right. Let's put all this other stuff back real quick, and then I'll reset up the camera. We'll just look at the bow end, get it assembled, get it set up, and be right back with you. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Let's just now take a look at the bow that comes with it. That's after all, that's the main thing of the whole package. Again, it's a $68 bow, but let's see how good of a quality bow it is. Oh, by the way, I did check these arrows. They're coming in right at 600 spine, so just about the right size weight for a 45-pound bow. They are 31 inches, so they're kind of long, so they have to be cut down for me. And the tip, I did check the tip. It's a 125 grain point. So, all right. So, all right. Let's take it. So let's look at the riser first. Okay, the riser it's a standard wood laminate type riser. I'll get you a close up of it in a minute. You can definitely see some machining points on it. Like I said, it's nothing fancy. It's got some glue left on it. Like they get quite all the glue off of when they hit in the press. When they could have done a little more fine touching on the sander when they finished with it. Doesn't appear to be any kind of protective finish on this, so I would have to be, it's got a real rough finish. So that tells me that the wood wasn't sprayed with like a clear lacquer coat or something like that to protect it from the elements. And this being a laminate, as long as you don't get it soaking wet in the rain, it should hold up pretty well. But I think what I would do if I was to keep the bow, I'd spray it down with like a clear coat of something or another on it, just to seal in the wood, you know. Otherwise, I mean, it's got a huge sight window, as you can see, very large sight window. It is fully center cut, which is nice. It has a bumper button, all right. Also has 2 holes drilled for your standard aftermarket sights if you want to go that route, or camera you want to put on there. Grip in it feels very similar to a black hunter grip, so it feels comfortable in my hands. I don't see any issue with that. The knobs, they come in and out really easily. There's no like dragging on them and no cross threading that I can feel on either one of them. So yeah, they're both clean. These are your quick takedown knobs. Get it all unscrewed here. Wow. Alright, there's your takedown knob. It does have, looks like 2 ball bearings you can push in there, so that should absorb some of the impact when the bow shoots. They actually move up and down. Not sure how much quieter it'll make it louder, but we got the range, we'll find out. I never liked these cups because they're always seem to be louder noises, and they always come loose. That's also made out of aluminum, it looks like, with aluminum on the cup, so it's not plastic, which is kind of nice. It is an aluminum cup. Alright, let's take a look at the, again, these are a bamboo, not bamboo, I'm sorry, maple core instant. And if you look in the quarter, you can not like bamboo, you can see lines. This has like knot hole or the maple was cut through and sanded down in several spots. So that's why I'm figuring it's maple. I did some more research on it, went online. I didn't find much about it, but I did find one very similar to it that said it was a maple core limb. So I'm pretty sure this is maple core, just because I can see a knot there and a knot there and knot right here on this one, okay? But other than that, I mean, that's wrong maple core limbs. They've been around a long time. I've been build bows with them. They're not quite as fast as your bamboo, but they are much more sturdy and more forgiving. So, and they don't lose their, like bamboo over time, if you keep it strong for too long, you do run into a chance of losing some weight. With maple core, that you don't, that's a much more denser wood. So it helps lock out all the moisture and stuff. You get another knot hole right there. So yeah, I'm really thinking those are maple core. Cups on the end are reinforced when you put together, so it's not going to go apart on you, and the limb tips are reinforced. The string is a standard endless loop Dacron string. I try to look on where I bought this from, on the description, the specs, and even the comments off Amazon. And nowhere I could find is ready for fast flight, but this is definitely a Dacron endless loop string, so I'm assuming it's not ready for fast flight. All right. All right, let me get you a close-up look at the riser, then we'll put it together. We'll check the weight of it, see if it's at 45 pounds or 20 like it's supposed to be, and then we'll get it together. We'll get out to the range, see how she shoots. Okay. All right, let's take a look at it. Here's your riser. You see it's got a little red in there. It's definitely laminated wood, as you can see, put together. All right. It's got your bumper, your booger button. It's also got your settings for your sights right there, or camera mount, or you want to put on there. Has a stabilizer hole too, which is kind of nice. You put a stabilizer on if you want. You can see right there, it's got some glue on it, and right there as well too, a little glue area on this one right here, a little glue area. You can actually feel the glue on it. As I said, it could have did a little more sanding. It's kind of rough. It's like a real matte rough finish. It's not like been clear coated with anything, which I'm surprised. Usually these come clear coated, but this one's not. Okay. Otherwise, it's a pretty riser. It looks just like, I mean, it feels like a black hunter riser. I do like the red in there. Okay, you can see pretty. Oops, sorry, I like the red in here. Here it is, and you can see the grain of the wood pretty well where they laminated together. Here's that big sight window I was telling you about, so you got plenty of room on your sight window. Okay, come out a little bit further for you. This is the limb cup. Alright, it's got the quick connection on it. These are aluminum. Here's the other limb cup, and you can see these are like little spring-loaded ball bearings in there. I don't know if that's supposed to do maybe make it quieter or something, but it's definitely metal. You just attach on there. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the limbs now. Here's the limbs, as you can see. There's a serial number on the limbs there. It's a rating of 45, I guess. And there is the limb rating right there. I'm going to get this to focus for you. There it is, 62 at 45 pounds. So it's 28 inches at 45 pounds. And this is the lower limb. There's your string guides right there. And the end looks like they're reinforced, but I'm not sure. Like I said, they look kind of thin to me, but they're not too bad. But it does call for a Dacron string, so we'll leave the Dacron string on it. You can see the core laminate in there of maple. Okay, it's only one single core of maple, looks like, until you get down here where it splits. And add the second layer up to that point. Alright. Let's take a look at the other limb. This is the top limb. Again, they were nice enough to label the limbs for us. I guess it makes a difference which way you put it on there. There's the limb. It's got fiberglass on the back and belly of the bow. Alright. There's that. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, let's get it together and see how she works, okay? Okay, assembly's pretty straightforward on the bow. Take out your quick attachment nuts here, which has got a big large knurled nut on there, so it's easy to remove. These are quite long, so you have to be sure to get them, take a little time to get them out. Alright, you don't really have to take these out because it has that notch in there where it'll slide in, but I want to check them out so I can see how the thread, make sure there's no like cross threading or anything coming out of the threads, and there's not. Okay, so put it back in. So you normally don't want to take these out, just to undo it just enough to slide your limbs in, okay? But again, I wanted to take it out just to check and make sure the threads weren't stripped or anything. Alright, so we get it all screwed down where it's supposed to be at. This is the end, this is the fun part. This is the upper limb, so it should click right in. You see that? Then that's kind of, so I'm going to get this adjusted to where I just clip it in and out. Let's do that. That's kind of, I do like that feature where you just do that, where you clip it in and out, just to get that adjusted. So you don't have to take it out all the way. That is kind of nice. All right, there we go. And then just tighten it down. All right, and tighten. Okay. Fit and finish of the limb pocket to the limb is really nice. I don't see any overlap or anything like that. It does fit and finishes really well on that. Let's do the other one now. Again, you don't need to take these out to lock these limbs in. Like the old school, they had a hole drilled through. This one's got a U-notch in it, which is nice. Okay. I'm going to put a rest on this one. Like I always shoot off the shelf rest, alright? Again, slide it in. It is labeled bottom, see which one's which. Slide it in and tighten it down. There it goes, nice and tight, okay? That's how the bow looks, alright? Okay. I'm gonna get a rest and get the rest on this thing. I'll be right back with you. Okay, what we're gonna do is install this rest now. Like me, I always use a hair rest of some type. Now you look at a hair rest now, you put these on, they go different. You got to go with the grain of the hairs. You can see here the hairs go different ways. So you can rub your finger across, see which way is the least resistant, okay? So this one will be, you can feel the difference in the resistance, so it's got to go this way, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and trim it up a little bit. Okay. Alright, so I know the hairs are going this way, so I have to put it on my step. So now you notice this rest here. If you look right here, it's a radius rest, okay? That's a radius rest. So you want to try to get that to where it lays down, that rests pretty good like that, okay? And you want to start in the back, not the front of this thing, okay? So you get the best connection and ability, alright? Get it on there like that. I hope you can see this. Take a marker and just go right around the edge of it. That's all you got to do. If you get stuff on your wood, don't worry, it'll come off with some isopropyl alcohol. Okay, that gives you your settings right there. Now just take your isopropyl alcohol or denatured alcohol, whatever you have, and it'll wipe right off. See that? Comes right off, okay? The next thing you want to do is you want to clean your rest area. Get it nice and clean so there's no packing grease or fingerprints or dust on it, okay? While I wait for that to dry, go ahead and you can see that cutout. We're going to go ahead and cut that cutout now, okay? Just like this. Just follow this cutout with your scissors. There, alright? Very simple. Okay? And don't cut it over where you're working at because they get hairs on it. I just did. Sorry about that. Okay, done. Alright? This too, you see it's got a flat base to it. This is a radius rest, so you do need to put a little bit of a cut in there, a curve area. Not a lot, just a little start over the edge. Just get this out of the way so we don't make that same mistake twice. Just start at the edge, okay? You just want to basically cut a nice, kind of rounded circle out of it. Nothing fancy, you want to cut a lot. It'll just help fit that. Now you get a little curve there, it'll help fit this better, you see? Perfect, okay? Trim the little edge off there. Alright, good. Now, I always put this on first, okay? So just peel off the 3M backing on the back of it. Alright. Try not to touch the 3M sticky with your fingers because it won't stick as well. And you want to go ahead and get it back here and set it in there. It's already starting to grab. Just like that, okay? Now we're going to take our other rest that goes on here like this. We start in the back. Just to look at it before you put it on, needs a little trimming on the edge there, which is easy to do. So I'm just going to trim the edge out a little bit. Just like that. There we go. Good, okay? Same thing now. We're going to have some frays here, okay? So you can do with two ways this. You can get a little lighter and touch that up, okay? Which is what I'm going to do. Okay, get a little lighter now. You want to touch up these little areas here because otherwise they'll start fraying on you. Just not a lot, just run across like that, okay? That's all you got to do, and then run your finger across it. All right, now it's not going to fray or come loose on you, okay? Don't put direct heat on, you just want to glaze it over, all right? Same thing, pull off your 3M tape. Okay, you want to lay it in there. Start at the back end where you had it marked at. And lay it in nice and tight. Alright, good. Rub the edge on it, just like that. Now you can see it really well if you look close. You see how I'm pushing, how the things are moving. Now this is the way the arrow's coming off. When you pull it back so they're fighting against you, this way they're pushing good, okay? So now that's done, okay? Let's go and get it strung up. You should always use a bow stringer to string your bow. So let me get this strung up, then we'll check the weight of it, all right? Hold on a second, I'll do that right now. Okay, I want to show you the string now. This is a Dacron string endless loop, all right? And it's very dry. As you can see how dry this string is. It's just, there's no wax on it at all. You also have a small loop and you've got a big loop, okay? Big loop here on this side, small loop here. Big loop goes on top limb, small loop on bottom end. You're also going to need you a good set of wax here. This is bowstring wax. If I can hold on to it. Anyway, bowstring wax, because you need to wax this string, otherwise it won't wear as well. And of course, you're going to need a really good bowstringer, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get this thing strung up. All right, once that's done, you need to check your brace height. Then we can install our nock. So while you check your brace height, you use this here, okay? It's a bow square. Anyone makes them. And what you go to the bottom of your thing here and put it here. You should have 7 1/4 to 8 inches. I have 7 1/2, so we'll start with that, okay? Like I said, this string's not been waxed yet, so you want to be sure you get some good wax, all right? And just get this thing waxed up really well, okay? Just take your wax, apply your wax very liberal to the string. You don't want to get on the serving, but on the string, okay? All right. Top and bottom, get all the way around. Just like that. Now, what I do is I take my 2 fingers and I just do this with it. What that's going to do is cause friction, which is going to cause the wax to melt inside the string. You'll feel it heat up in your hands. It won't burn you, but you'll definitely feel it getting warm on you. All right? Okay. Do that. Now the wax is nice inside the strand. Just same on the other side. Just take your finger and run it back and forth. Just like that. Until it gets all that wax gets all in there really good, okay? You should do this on all your traditional recurve or long bows, even your compound bows. You should wax them about every 100 shots or so. Alright, so that's done. Okay? Let's put our wax up. Okay, now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and set our nock point. I do want to say this has a cover. It has only about a 6-inch serving, which you guys know me, I like about a 9-inch serving. But this is a 6-inch serving, but it is served really well. So let's get a close-up of getting the nock installed now. Okay, you're going to need your nocks. You're going to need a nock pliers. And you're going to need a bow square. Now, I need to point this out to you. When you're installing your nocks for the first time, I'm going to give you something to start with. If you're a 3-under shooter like me, you want to be about, I'll show you. Okay? If you're a 3-under shooter like I am, you want to be roughly 3/4 of an inch above center, okay? What I mean by that, if you look right here, that's your center mark. You want to be 1/8, 2/8, you want to be 3/8 above center mark, okay? Right here, 3/8 of an inch, okay? Reason being is because your 3 fingers go underneath the nock on this one, all right? If you're a split finger shooter, then you want to be 1/8 above center. There's your center. You'd be 1/8 for a split finger shooter, all right? So we'll set it up there. Go ahead and clamp that in place. I just clamp it loose when I'm ready for it. Then I can slide up and down a little bit. Okay. Alright, so that's about 3/8 of an inch right there. Now I'll go ahead and I'll clamp it the rest of the way. Okay. Just go ahead and spin around it. And now it's nice and tight. Okay, check it, make sure it's tight. Alright, good. Alright, now I can, because I didn't make it super tight, really crump down on it, I can take this and spin it a little bit and move it up or down until I find my right nock height. But it won't slide up or down with a nock on it. After I get the correct nock height, after I get to the range, you get it sighted in, then I'll clamp it all the way down and I'll put another one right above it, okay? Or I'll tie a little string above it. Alright, so now let's check the weight of the bow, see what the weight is. Okay, I have got my bow scale here. I've seen this, I use this quite a bit, so we're going to check it at my actual draw length of 29.5 inches. Now remember, this is a 45-pound bow at 28 inches. So my draw length around 29.5 inches is probably going to be closer to 48, maybe 47, 48 pounds, somewhere in that area, okay? Usually pick up about 1.5 to 2 pounds per inch of draw length, so keep that in mind. So I'll check it here first, and I'll go back to my workshop, and I'll put it on my tilter machine and check it exactly 28 inches, see what it is. Let's do this, okay? Put it over here. This will be the first time pulling this bow, so I can give you how it pulls. All right, go ahead and lock it in. All right, okay. All right, here we go. Wow. That's coming in at 56 pounds. That felt kind of, or 54 pounds. That felt kind of heavy to me. So let me go ahead and check it one more time. Make sure we're on the same page. All right. Oh, all right. Okay. Same thing, 54 pounds, okay? One more time, make sure I'm doing it right. Okay. 54 pounds, okay? Now, was that telling me this bow is not a 45-pound bow? It's probably closer to 50 to 51 pounds, I bet you. Let's go in the back and check it on my tiller machine and see exactly what it comes in at, okay? Hold on one second. Oh. All right, I took it back and checked it on my tiller machine. I was right, this is coming in at just under 51 pounds at 28 inches. It's like 50 pounds, 50.9 pounds, something. It's on my digital scale back there. So it's not a 45-pound bow like the limbs say. So that's kind of common on these Chinese bows. They're not quite where they need to be at. I don't know if they make a whole batch and have a 5-pound swing each way, but it's not uncommon to find that. I like it better that it's 5 pounds heavier instead of 5 pounds lighter, because I normally shoot around a 50 to 53-pound bow. So this is right in my wheelhouse, but it is not exactly 45 pounds at 28 like it's advertised. Also, this bow seems to have a little bit of stacking to it. When I was pulling, I noticed that when I was pulling this bow, I could feel a lot of stacking in the limbs. All right, so that could be because of the maple limbs. They are a much stiffer limb. That'll probably go away after some shooting. They're not as smooth, like I said, as a bamboo limb. They're much stiffer, more denser wood. So it does have a little bit of stacking to it. But overall, not a bad bow. I mean, you're getting $68 you're paying for this bow. So I mean, you're getting arrows with it, you're getting rest with it, you're getting a sight with it, you're getting a tab, you're getting an arm guard, you're getting nocks, you're getting a string, you're getting everything you need for the bow to hunt with, including practice points. The only thing that doesn't have for the arrows are a set of broadheads. I just want to touch on these arrows real quick. They're just an inexpensive carbon arrow. They're roughly a 600 spine, which is now going to be a little light for this 53-pound bow. It should be closer to a 500 spine, maybe even a 400 depending on the draw length. But when I cut this down to 29 inches, it'll be right where I need to be at for my draw length. So I usually use a 500 spine arrow at 29 inches, which always gives me right almost a perfect spine. All right, but at 31.5 inches like it is now, it's going to be way too light for this bow. It was almost too light for a 45-pound bow, but definitely a 600 spine arrow will be too light for this bow, and it's going to make the bow louder. Everything else. The arrow, by the way, these are not lightweight arrows. I was surprised. This arrow with a 125 grain point, I weighed it, came in at 540 grams. Yeah, that's pretty wild. So it must be a really thick carbon sidewall with quite a bit of flex to it. But it is a heavy arrow for a carbon anyway. All right. It does have looks like 3-inch or 2 3/4 inch plastic vanes. It does have a rotating nock, so you can adjust the nock to where you want to put it at. Okay. If I was to keep these arrows, I would remove these plastic vanes and I'd put a freaking arrow wrap on it and put feathers on it. All right. And again, the points are nice. They're 125 grain point. They got a little rubber washer in them to keep from coming loose on it. I thought that was pretty cool. And your standard arrow insert. All right, well, that has been the review on the Total Archery. I think it's called, make sure of that. No, I'm sorry. Top Point Archery. Recurve Hunting Bow. 62-inch bow, supposed to be 45 pounds at 28 inches. This one's almost 51 pounds at 28 inches. But for $68.86 shipped to my door, I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. It does have a little bit of glue issues. And if I'm going to keep this bow, I will spray this riser with a clear shellac coat of some kind just to protect it from the wood and from the weather and the moisture. There's been a lot of moisture here in Florida. I mean, it won't be so bad, but if you get out there hunting and you get caught in a rainstorm or something, there's a good chance that water can seep into these laminate layers and cause it to delaminate on you. So I would definitely spray it down with a shellac coating of some kind to protect it for that. Other than that, I like the color design of the bow. I mean, I like the red in it, the ebony, and the light maple wood in there. It looks really nice. I do like the idea of the quick connect Luro nuts. So if you do want to pack this thing in, look for an inexpensive hunting bow, take with you somewhere, throw it in the back of a truck, unpack it, stick it in the little bag it comes with, which is not a bad bag, and on your way. Remember, Dacron string on this, endless loop. Be sure you, if you do get this bow, be sure you go ahead and wax the string really well, all right? Because it comes in bone dry, and you don't want to shoot a dry string on a recurve bow. Other than that, no complaints on the bow. I'm gonna take it out to the range here for part 2. I'm just about finished rebuilding my archery 3D range, so I'm gonna finish that this weekend. So hopefully I'll be back up and doing range tests with speed, velocity, whatever have you on that. So look for part 2 on this one for that to happen. So otherwise than that, oh yeah, one more thing, I've got a couple other reviews coming out. I got a Bear, Fred Eichler Takedown Bow that he just came out with. It. He actually worked with Bear Archery on to design this bow, so we'll be reviewing that. We're also going to be reviewing a Treadway custom bow. It was brought to me by one of my subscribers. So be sure to stay tuned for part 2 for this. If you haven't already, please click that like button, click that subscribe, and if you click that little bell icon next to it, you'll be notified of upcoming videos. I've got a lot of videos. I'm going to try to do 1 to 2 videos a week and get it out to you guys. All right. Any bows, any questions you have, leave me a comment. I'll do what I can. You're looking for a bow for me to try out, send me the info and I'll see if I can find it. If I can, I'll get it and I'll do a review for you. All right, this has been Todd, all things archery and shooting, and until next time, ciao.